and you get a plot like this. So on the right is a time series of water level all over land at that spot. The horizontal resolution is 3 meters. So you can get very detailed results. So on the right is a time series of what's going to happen over land at one of those circles. In this case, it's at the bottom right of that rectangle. And what I've tried to color here, and you'll see this in our analysis, the uncertainty that goes with it, right? You can see here this band. And the red line is perhaps a critical height that somebody who's interested in that area will say, if water level gets over that red line, we're going to have significant flooding impacts. So that is just one way of communicating what's going to happen in time at that location. Knowing this system, knowing what's going to happen in a sense 50 years out and what's going to happen in the next 5 days, you can begin to think about resiliency. This is one of my favorite graphics. On the left vertical scale is a measure of productivity, of let's say, efficiency in your factory, in your school or something. And on the horizontal scale is time. So what happens early on is that we're at a certain state, and we're happy in that state for a long time until an event happens. And what happens to our metric? We drop precipitously down, right, down to some level, but we survive this event. But we are way lower in terms of productivity than where we started. And then we recover, right? We go little by little across to this time, and we secure funds and interest enough to start to rebuild. As we rebuild, usually you end up at this state here, right? And we become more resilient, and everybody has gone back to our life. But what happens everywhere in the world is we are lower than when we started, right? And that's not where we want to be. We want to be better off than where we were. So we want to end up all working together to study the urban environment to end up better at the red line here than where we started. So that is our goal, better than where we were before the event. Before I close, I want to introduce you to my new book, of course. It's called The Urban Ocean, and it's a lot about what I just talked about. It is coming out from Cambridge University Press in October. So I urge you to think about it. It's called The Urban Ocean, written with Michael Bruno, a colleague of mine who is Vice Provost of Research at the University of Hawaii, and that's why I had to show that picture in the beginning, the urban ocean in Hawaii. Can any of you guess where this city is that's in this book? The cover of this book. Do you think that's in Asia? Do you think that's in the west coast of the United States? No, it is Miami. Miami is the #1 city